Okay, good afternoon, everybody. This is Lee and I's favorite day of the week because we're going to get you dialed in on AI mode so you can get back to doing what you do best. If you're new to Listing Leads or this is the first time you're hearing my voice, my name is Jimmy Mackin. I'm the co-founder of Listing Leads, and I am on a mission to become the most useful person of all in real estate. But for today's purposes, I'm hopefully going to help you automate some of the high value activities that we know work in a really simple and straightforward way. And I'm joined by Lee Atkins. You guys all know Lee. He's a fan favorite amongst the Listing Leads community, and we're thrilled to have him as part of the team here. I don't even know what Lee's title is these days. We are not the type of company that spends time worrying about titles. We spend time worrying about how we can help you get more customers.
That's
So
right.
if you're just joining us, let us know. Say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're calling in from. So Lee, I thought it would be helpful today because today's call is about we had a lot of people register for today's call. And we do these every Wednesday. And I thought it'd be helpful before we get into onboarding everyone into AI mode and getting everyone set up, right? And we'll talk about that in a second. I thought it'd be helpful to give some backstory to the origin of AI mode. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I love that. I think obviously, you know, the real estate world wants an easy button and deserves an easy button. So to your point, they can do what they do best, which is talk to people, go sell a house, rinse and repeat.
That's it. That's exactly it. And so today's call. The reason I said, and I meant this genuinely, that this is Lee and I's favorite call, because usually what happens is you attend a training webinar, you get a bunch of information, and then you have to leave to figure out when to implement it. This is the exact opposite of that. We are going to actually get you set up with AI mode, get you activating your campaigns. So when you leave here at the end of the 30 minutes, you're done. Your marketing is set for set it and forget it at this stage. So let me start by sharing my screen and I'll give you a little bit of insight into listing leads. So just a bit of origin story. We created listing leads, Tom Barry and I, back in 2023. The very first kind of version of this was we created a program called the 100K in 100 days. And I called Tom up. I said, Tom, listen, Q4 is coming around the corner, just like Q4 right now, 2 years ago. I'm like, it's going to be challenging. Interest rates are going up. Sentiment is down. Agents are tired. We got to put together a program designed to help agents get customers now. Like, how do we get them in momentum? There's less than 100 days left in the year. How do we help them get the momentum? And so we rolled out a program called the 100K in 100 days. It was the largest listing attraction experiment in history. We had over 2,300 agents participate in the program. When it's all said and done, because we've run it now a couple of times, we have helped agents book over $20 billion in appointments, more than any other company I've ever heard in the history of coaching. I mean, this thing has really scaled far beyond our wildest dreams. So that was the origin. The problem is that like anything in marketing, what we did in 23 doesn't really apply in 25. The market's different, rates are different, economy's different, consumer sentiment is different. And so we developed listing leads last year. We introduced it and we said we are going to do what we do best, which is put together a marketing plan every week based on what's happening in the market, based on our knowledge and our experience, based on our testing and validation. And we're going to say, agents, listen, you don't have to think about this. This is what you should do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And by the way, just as a fun fact, the first version of listing leads, we would just send them an email once a month. There was really no app for them to log into. Like, here's like a bunch of ideas, go do them. We have since, as you guys can see, we have evolved quite significantly. So within listing leads, we now have the plan, we have our blueprints, we have our viral leaderboard, we have our best ads, our best Instagram stories, our best YouTube videos. I mean, this is the single best marketing tool in the industry, bar none. Now, I'm biased, of course, but I'll tell you right now, there are lots of tools that can, send an email, lots of tools that can post on social, lots of tools that you can, maybe generate a video script. But all those tools lack one really important thing, which is what do you actually create? And so we think of ourselves really as a marketing agency for the masses. And so we have over 4,000 clients and with listing leads who use it every week to go get some customers. And we're really proud of the work we're doing, and we continue to get better at it. So that's the origin story. And here's where it gets interesting. When we built out the plan, the number one request was, can you help us automate some of this? And for a while that wasn't possible, but thanks to AI, it is now possible. So in today's training, I'm going to walk you through AI mode. Now, as a member of Listing Leads, we'll actually go ahead and get started here. Actually, do me a favor. Let's get everybody logged into Listing Leads right now. So please log into Listing Leads. Go to listingleads.com, log into your account, and we're gonna take this step by step, Lee. So go into your account, log in, and then once you're logged in, just drop an in, say I'm in the chat, just to make sure Lee and I know that you're in your account. So Lee, the two things that we felt were the things that we felt like we have got to get automated. Because let's be clear, it's hard to automate like a video. Thankfully, Sora's come out with some cool stuff, so we're looking at that too. But the thing that we know is like it's like the little engine that could, when it comes to getting business, is email marketing. Email marketing is, you got a database of a couple hundred people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people. If you are consistent with email marketing, if you are, really consistent with it, it can just drive, it can be this foundation for your business that helps you elevate your production. And actually, in the chat right now, we got a lot of people in, which is great. In the chat, let me know right now, are you as consistent as you would like to be with email marketing? Yes or no? Are you as consistent as you would like to be? Yeah, lots of no's, lots of no's. Absolutely not. Okay, so you're in the right place. Dan, hell no. Yeah, Dan, we get it. We get it, right? So we're gonna fix that. And I think you're gonna love the way this is gonna operate. So now that you're in, see, we got you, brother. Now that you're in your Listing Leads account, on the left-hand side, you're gonna see an option for AI mode. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and click on that. When I click on that, I'm now gonna go ahead and enable my account. Now, every Listing Leads customer is going to get probably one of the longest free trials in real estate. We're going to give 30 days completely free, which, by the way, is going to be 8 automated emails going out on your behalf. We have priced this, Lee, where we're not doing on a per agent basis. We're not even doing on like a per send basis. We are doing this on a per contact basis. So if you enroll a contact into your plan, you have up to 3,000 contacts that you can enroll for $99 a month. To be
Jimmy, let's
clear,
yeah.
yeah, go ahead,
Oh,
Lee.
you're going there. You're reading my mind. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, all I was going to say, Lee, was that means we're going to send you up to 12,000 emails per month for $99. To be clear, everyone's getting $99 the plan for free for the first 30 days. They can try it out. Go ahead, Lee. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I was just going to say, clarity on the contacts. It is, you said this, but I want to reemphasize, it's contacts on campaigns. I know we'll get the
Correct.
question in a minute if I want to upload all my CSV or connect my follow boss of 10,000 people. That is not what we're counting. We're counting the people actively enrolled in a campaign. So if you have more than 3,000 people in your follow boss and you want to integrate it, there's no extra charge for that. It's just this
That's
actual sends.
that's exactly right, Lee. Thank you for calling that out. You could have 15,000 people and enroll 3,000. Totally fine. Okay, so now that once you've enrolled or once you've activated your account, you're now going to be brought to AI mode within Listing Leads. So you should see this screen. We'll give everyone a second here, Lee, to get this screen.
Yep.
Just let us know when you are in the account.
That beautiful dark mode you got going on there. I like that.
I'll switch to light mode. You know what? I just rotate between the two of them. It depends on like what my mood is for that day. Right there we
Fair.
go.
Fair.
So let me get that logged in. Yep, Julie's in. Yeah, if you're in, by the way, we have, for all of my existing AI mode users, we got a huge announcement I'm going to share with Ed here. So if you're getting into AI mode right now, if you already have an account with us, you're already in trial, we got some good news. We have a new campaign that you can add. Thank you, Roberta. Let me know. Thank you, Dina. Awesome. Okay, looks like everyone's getting in here. We'll give them one more minute here, Lee, as we get everyone down. Thank you, Dan. Okay, cool. And yeah, by the way, we got a question on Teams, Lee. Do you want to maybe answer that real quick before
Yeah,
we move on?
I tackled it in the chat, but so the full Teams functionality is not yet available. However, you can send to any contact from one user. So if you
Yep.
have an info at your company or you have, a brand email, you could send as a team as it stands right now. We're absolutely working on some team functionality, reporting, cool things around that. But at this moment, you cannot hit the button and upgrade individual team members.
Yeah.
But we
Okay.
got you. We're always all about that.
Yeah, and I think for the team stuff too, just to be clear, we're not going to do. We have seen the pricing on a lot of these tools, and frankly, I think the thing that I'm trying to do, whether it's listing leads, AI mode, or Beacon, I'm on a mission to bring like really practical and useful AI tools in this industry. I am so committed to that, and one of the things I'm gonna help this industry do is stop paying for software they don't use.
Yep.
And I just for a quick aside here, I don't know about you guys, but I've seen people spending $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 on software, and they're using like 10% of it. And so I'm a huge believer in this value-based pricing model, which is you pay for a product as much value as you get out of it. No, nothing more, nothing less is a fair, equitable exchange of resources and value. And I think we gotta really pioneer that in the space. So um, next step, here's what we're gonna do. Click on the new campaign. So follow me along here. Click on new campaign, and you're gonna have two options. I'm gonna start with the deal of the week email. Okay, so we're gonna start with the right campaign deal of the week email. But if for those of you who are using AI mode, you'll notice that we have a new one, which is the email of the week. But we're gonna go ahead and set up and activate your deal of the week email. So I'm just gonna click on the set up and activate button, and you're gonna get a preview of the deal of the week email. Now, Lee, a day that doesn't go by, not a day goes by without someone saying to me, Jimmy, I sent the deal of the week. I got an appointment. Jimmy, I sent the deal of the week. I got a buyer under contract. Jimmy, I
Right.
sent the deal of the week. Like this person been ghosted me for 6 months, just replied. My buddy Sharon, who is now working with Alex Ramosi, was previously president of Real. He popularized this idea of deal of the week. I called him up many months ago. I'm like, dude, we got to figure out a way to automate this thing. He's like, yeah, I totally love it. But this idea is every week in your market, there's likely a home that is getting more attention, more exposure, more saves, more views that you can use as a way to start more conversations. And if you've heard me and Lee talk before, you know that we believe one very important principle, which is the agent who has the most conversations wins. So what we have done is we've taken the deal of the week campaign, which let's be clear, prior to AI mode, Lee would have to go to Zillow. He'd have to go and look at all the different homes for sale. He'd have to individually look at the views and saves to find what is the best one. Maybe he'd go to his MLS to do that as well. He would then have to get the deal. He'd have to go look at all the information related to the listing. Then he'd have to go over to ChatGPT and say, here's a prompt, write this for me. Then he'd have to copy that, go into an email marketing solution, whether it's Fob or MailChimp or SendGrid or Constant Content, paste it in there, select which audience he wanted to send it to, and then send the email. And that would take anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. So when I asked the question earlier, like how many of you right now are like inconsistent, it was like everyone's like, yeah, I need some help. So the good news is this whole process can be automated. So you can click on get started. And then when you're on the get started page, here's what's going to happen next. You're going to go ahead and configure your deal of the week. So I'm going to type in Auburn, New Hampshire, Bedford, New Hampshire, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and I'll include Manchester as well. And a couple things to call out here. You can type in a zip code. You can type in a town name or city name as part of this. I believe you can also type in a county, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yes.
I would.
County,
Yeah,
zip, city.
County, zip, city. Okay. But you can do multiple, which is important. And we'll cover different use cases here in a second. So I want everyone, because listen, this is a training call. I want everyone to go to click on deal of the week, choose up to a few cities. We got 5 here right now. We got 4 here selected. Then you're going to go ahead and choose a minimum price range. I'll keep it broad here for a second, and I'll focus primarily on houses. The last step here is we're going to go ahead and configure our test our configuration. So I'm going to click on this button. It's going to begin to search to ensure that I have enough new homes hitting the market every week to create one of these emails. So if your search is too narrow, as an example. If you've got like an area, Lee, of like, I don't know, 3 homes, well, it's going to be hard for us to find a great deal. We're looking for minimum of like 25, maybe 20, right? Like we're kind of looking for like enough homes where like, hey, there's 20 new homes, here's a great one. 25 new homes, here's the best one. And so this one's got 31 new homes. And to be clear, that we will never repeat this because we're only looking at homes lead confirmed in the last 7
Right.
days, correct?
It's only 7 days. We got a cool new fix for that coming soon too. But yes, it will never repeat a listing because it's only pulling the newest listings the last 7 days by saves and views.
Exactly. So I'm going to click on save and continue. And then the next step is I'm going to go ahead and either, if I have an existing list, select my list, or I have 2 options here. The first is if I'm a Follow Up Boss user, we have a direct integration with Follow Up Boss. So you can connect your Follow Up Boss account. And what we will do is we will pull down all of your smart lists in your Follow Up Boss account, and you can just select a smart list. But Lee, we did a survey amongst Listing League members, and probably about half use Follow Up Boss, the other half use like 25 different CRMs. So to support you, what we now have is we have the ability for you to upload a CSV file. So you can come in here, you can download your CSV from Lofty, from Brivity, from Realty Juggler, from Top Producer, if they still even exist at this point, from you name it. You can take that list and you can upload it directly into AI mode. And when you do that, that list will now exist in AI mode. So you can enroll any of your contacts into a campaign. So Lee, my advice would be this, because this is an important call out. Uh, whether you have, whether you have, like if you have a large database, actually in the chat right now, let me know, let me know, uh, how many of you, how many people do you currently have in your database? Like just drop the number, ballpark. How many people do you have in your database? Okay, so 58,500. You've got 200, 4,000, 17,000, 2,000. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. So what's going to happen is, so kind of, I'd say on the low end, probably, a few hundred. On the high end, as high as looks like 17,000. For those of you who have really large databases, my advice is if you have a large database, that typically means you cover a large geographic area. Smaller databases typically have a little bit smaller geographic area. Large databases have large geographic area. The beauty of AI mode is you could upload a list of your contacts by, let's say, area or a price point. So Lee, I could come and say, here's my Portsmouth contacts. Here's my Boston contacts. Here's my Auburn contacts. And then the beauty is you can come in here and you can configure multiple deals of the week. And again, we're not charging you on a percent. We're charging you on just the number of contacts you have enrolled. So if I got 3,000 contacts and I got them on 3 different campaigns, as an example, totally fine. And so depending on if you're in a small geographic area or you cover a larger geographic area, or some of you cover like have multiple offices, totally fine. We could support that. And then the last step is once you've chosen your list, you're going to review and activate. And that's the last step. And upon reviewing and activate, what's going to happen is we're going to go ahead, and I'll come back here for a second. We have a lot of people doing this at the same time, so this might take a moment to load here for us.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen is we're going to actually pull up your account. Now come back here for 1 second to see my dashboard. Second here. Save that. What will happen is you now have this confirmation page. And the confirmation page will say, almost there. Here's what you're going to expect. Prior to the email going out, we're going to send you an email to let you know what the email is, who we're sending it to, and give you the details on the actual listing itself. And then I'm going to come through here and I'm going to go ahead and activate this campaign. And let me just show you what this looks like, because this is really powerful. Lee, one of the things that we want to do is we want to have something called like automation with human in the loop.
Yep.
Right? So once you've activated your account and your account is activated, like as you can see here, this account is now activated. You can come in here, you can pause it, you can update at any point. You have complete control over that. So now my deal of the week is activated. I will now, prior to the email going out to my contacts I've enrolled, what will happen next is I will get this email, deal of the week preview. We've analyzed all the new listings in your market, and here's the one that we've selected. Now, this home is for $700,000. It's got 1,200 views, and it has an 8.5% save rate. To be clear, Lee, most listings would have less than a 1% save rate.
Yes, that's a notable property. Period.
And so when we think about the deal of the week, the thing is like you don't have to figure what that is. The consumer is telling you. This is like what's listen. I'm like a streaming junkie. I really like one of my goals, which I've been very bad about, is like to stop watching streaming shows to shut my brain down at night. But like I will watch every show that's streaming that's like number one, shows up as number one, right? So right now I got two little girls. So like K-pop Demon Hunters has been trending. So for a while now. So I know about K-pop Demon Hunters. You probably don't know about it, Lee.
I
Because you
don't. I'm
okay, okay.
You want to talk
Anyone with
about
young kids,
Teletubbies or something, over there.
yeah, exactly. Anyone with young kids knows exactly what I'm talking about right now. So like Netflix streaming, what shows up as a number one show, that's kind of what we're doing here. The consumer tells us, hey, this is what is most popular. And then below, you'll say, hey, this email's set to go out, and here's the email written out for you. So we will use AI to get all the listings, analyze the listings, find the best listing, use the content of that listing, and create a personalized, unique email designed for you, your market, your settings, your preferences. Completely custom, completely built by AI, but we leverage our listing leads prompts to produce high quality emails. And so the beauty of this, Lee, and this is really important, if you send listing alerts like every week, new listings enforcement, new listings enforcement, new listings enforcements, every single person who gets that email is getting the same subject line, same copy every time without fail. They're getting from Zillow, they're getting it from Redfin, they're getting it from an IDX, they're getting it from Realtor.com. We actually create unique subject lines, unique copy, unique call to actions every time without fail. And the beauty is now that we have hundreds of listing leads customers on the deal of the week automation, we're starting to get some really good intelligence on what types of subject lines are working best, what type of time of day is working best, and sending time. I mean, it's all so we're going to use that to continue to improve the emails that we send. So we have clients who are getting 45% open rate because we're trying to improve the prompts on a regular basis for you. So Lee, this email goes out every week. Now the beauty is we're not just done here. So what about the performance? And I'll grab an example of this. And this is more of a sample. But what you'll see here is you'll see as an example, you'll get 24 hours after an email is sent. And I'll pull up an example here for you. 24 hours after an email sent, we'll send you over a performance report. And this again is just a sample of this to give you some perspective. But hey, here's when it was sent. Here's the delivery rate. Here's the open rate, and here's the property. So we'll include all of the information so you know exactly how that email performed. Generally speaking, what we're now seeing, Lee, is we're generally seeing anywhere between, I'd say, a 15 to 25% open rate. Because most people who subscribe to AI mode are putting on cold prospects. If your open rate, and we'll talk more about this in a second, but your open rate is going to really be dictated by the quality of the contacts you put in there. You put in ice cold contacts, like, people that are just like, you haven't been able to get a hold of, you probably end up with like a 15%, 14% open rate. If you put warm contacts in there, like people that you've been emailing for a while, you'll be much higher, 30, 40%.
Right.
Either way, we're fine with it. I mean, like if you want to put cold leads on there, warm leads on there, both on there, it doesn't make a difference to me. I just want to make sure that we have continuous communication going out the door. Lee, let me just stop there if there's any questions we want to dive into.
Yeah, I think I tackled most of them in the chat, but I want to re-emphasize what you said about you can have multiple campaigns. Oh, I just found two that we got to tackle. You can have multiple campaigns on different lists, so they get different criteria, different areas. So to your point, if you want to hit your stale people with something a little different and hit people who've engaged recently with different criteria, um, that's smart. That's smart. We
Yeah,
want, we want to see you go across all. We did not tackle this at the top, and I apologize for this. This is not picking the deal of the week automatically is not yet working in Canada.
yeah,
We are definitely close to that, and email of the week uh, soon enough will work in Canada. So
yeah.
apologies, we didn't reference that at the very, very top. Um, yes, but
Yeah,
we got
we'll dive into that. And Andrew brought up a great point. So let me just talk about email, the state of email deliverability and spam in 2025. So part of what we do, how many of you know, how many of you have noticed in the past that is, how many of you, Elizabeth saying, you want to tear us first? No, no, Elizabeth, we promise that's not our goal here. I love it. So here's the here's the here's the insight. How many of you have noticed that like it's becoming harder to get your emails in people's inboxes? I mean, like 2025, like there's more rules around this. There's more there's more work involved in this. Like this is not the golden days. I've been building email marketing tools for 15 years, Lee. And the golden days where we could just take a cold list of 25,000 people,
right.
email them, and,
There
and they
they
would just show
go.
up in your inbox. Yeah.
Look at all these
So,
leads.
yeah. And so the golden days of email marketing are over, which, by the way, is a good thing because most agents will not do what we're going to do for you. We have a system at Listing Leads where we are going to automatically warm up your emails. So if you subscribe 3,000 contacts today, we're gonna enroll 100 and then double that and then double that, then double that, then double that, all done for you. We're gonna warm it up. We are also internally monitoring your delivery rate, monitoring your open rate, monitoring your click-through rate, so we can understand if we have to go and switch your IP out, if we have to go back and re-warm up your list, go back and say, let's automatically, suppress some of these emails. So all of the really annoying, laborsome, difficult, hard things involved in making sure your emails get delivered and opened, we are doing for you as part of AI mode. Lee, to be clear, people sign up for services that pay hundreds of dollars a month just to have that involved.
Right.
We are doing that for you. We are subscribing to tools like Neverbounce. We're working with some of the best deliverability experts in this industry. We are taking full ownership over this. So we see it as our mission and our responsibility to make sure that your emails get delivered and opened. And like I said, with the whole point of AI mode is not to give you homework, is to basically say, automate your campaigns and move on. We'll worry about the rest. So Lee, we covered deal of the week. And I'm sure we got questions. We'll do our best. Lee will do his best to answer as
Yeah.
many of them as we go along. I want to keep things rolling because we just introduced our second automated plan with AI mode, which is email of the week. Now, let me just jump real quick, come back to listing attraction plan. So the reason that I'm so insanely excited about this is because if you've attended any of our campaign kickoff calls that Lee and I do on Mondays, you've heard me talk about the idea of the perfect sales funnel. And the perfect sales funnel is you send an email on Monday, you send an email on Tuesday, and then you reach out to anybody who's opened up or clicked on those emails on Wednesday with a sales text. And so if you go back and you look at the listing attraction plan, every week it's Monday email, Tuesday email, sales on Wednesday. Monday email, Tuesday email, sales on Wednesday. And we just rinse and repeat that over and over and over again. So up until last week, the only email that we could automate was the deal of the week. But now you can also email the email. You can also automate the email of the week. Now, if you don't know the email of the week, this is an email that we write that is designed to get people to open, engage, provide value. Sometimes we create a direct response campaign. Sometimes we create a value-based campaign. Sometimes we create a campaign that's like, that's something happening right now in the market. But Lee, the way I want you to think about this, and for everyone today's call, the way I want you to think about this is like, this is the world's best action plan. I mean, we all know the value of action plans for, like, subscribing our leads to action plans. The problem is the content on action plans is stale,
It's a
right?
buyer's market. Rates are
Yeah,
like
it's just the problem with I love action plans with one key exception. The content is very mediocre.
stale.
And so at Listing Leads, it's media, and that's why you see most with an action plan, most of the results come from the first email, and then it slowly produces basically nothing. We have built the world's best action plan, a automated or an email that we create every week that you can effectively send to your database. So you stay top of mind, provide value, engage them, and then build a really good sales list for that week. So now with AI mode, you can automate all of this with one click. So come in here, you click on set up and activate. We'll pull like what the most recent action plan was, or a most recent email of the week was. Click on get started, and it's the same process. Choose a list that you've already have uploaded. Choose a list to enroll, review and activate. Cool. Yep, I'm good. Activate campaign.
I don't
I'm
know. It's a
done.
lot of steps. It's a lot of steps, Jimmy.
Okay, like that. Choose a list, activate. That is
Yeah.
literally all you're going to do. And once you've done that, you now have you now have your contacts enrolled in the email of the week. Now, here's what you're going to love. And Lee, I don't know if I have a preview of this because this is such a brand new feature of us, but we will also, I'll pull it up here if I can find it. Maybe you can find one too, Lee. We will also email you kind of like the deal of the week preview. And I didn't cover this, Lee, so I'm going to cover this again.
Oh yeah, perfect. And I got one thing to add when we get to that too. It's a question.
So, like the email, like deal of the week, will include an email of the week preview. Well, you'll be able to see the email that we're going to send to your database. I didn't mention this, but you'll notice here, if for whatever reason, maybe you have a new listing that you want to promote, that you want to sort of do, maybe you're doing a newsletter that week for the first time in a while. Maybe you have like, maybe it's a holiday. Now, normally we wouldn't do that anyways, but let's just say like you're not online, you can always skip this email. So without ever having to log into the app, without ever having to use the app, you can click on skip, click this link, and you can skip it. So I want to be clearly 24 hours before the email goes out, we will send you a preview. You can see everything we're going to send. If you want to skip it, all you do is click the skip option. We'll do that for the deal of the week, and we'll do it for the email of the week. And so on Sunday, you get the deal of the week preview. On Monday, the deal of the week gets sent out. On Tuesday, you receive your performance report. On Monday, you receive the email of the week preview. On Tuesday, the email of the week goes out. And on Wednesday, you receive your email of the week performance report. That's how that whole system works on your behalf. Okay. So Lee, let me just stop. I know we covered a lot of material. We want to get everyone activated today. What questions, A, do you have anything else to add? And then B, we can dive into some questions.
Yeah. So, and possibly you covered this while I was answering a bunch of questions. I wanted to reiterate, because we had a chunk of questions about it, that you can also just upload a CSV. Like we're currently, as far as getting your contacts in, we are currently integrated with Follow Boss.
Yep.
Via your smart list. However, any CRM that you have or database or Google Contacts or whatever, you can export a file and import it straight into the back end of AI mode. So
yeah.
Yes, it's not integrated with Lofty or Bold Trail or whatever yet. However, it's super easy to pull those. I'm working on some content on how to do that, but hit export in your CRM, hit upload in AI mode. Just wanted to be super clear about that. That this really does work with every platform.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And by the way, there's the beauty of this is maybe you guys can relate this because I'll answer Scott's question in a second. So Scott said, is it $99 for each deal of the week and email of the week? No, Scott. It's $99 for up to 3,000 contacts. So you can have your 3,000 contacts subscribe to 2 or 3 deals a week, or break it up into different lists and have multiple emails of the week going out to multiple lists, totally fine. You're paying on a per contact basis that you have enrolled. So if you upload, like Lee was mentioning, 15,000 contacts in across 5 lists, but let's say for the foreseeable future, you only enroll like 3 of those lists, and that's like 3,000 contacts. It doesn't make a difference. We'll send 15,000 emails a month on your behalf, and you're good. Like, we're only going to charge you $99. So it's $99 includes 3,000 enrolled contacts, unlimited plans, unlimited emails within that range. Great question, Scott. Um, so on that same topic, one thing I want to talk about here, Lee, because we had a question on this, is yeah, thank you, Scott. We appreciate that. One thing I'll say as it relates to AI mode is, and maybe you guys can relate to this, like, how many of you really do not need or want another tool to log into? Like, in the chat, let me know. Like, how many of you are like, listen, Jimmy, I've reached the maximum amount of software tools that I can log into, right? Like, I'm good. Yeah, yeah, okay.
I
So,
think it was you that said if you have more logins than you have clients or something to that effect, then that's
you have a
not
problem, but you have
not a
more
good one.
logins than you have lists. You have more logins, you have listings, you got a problem. So here's the deal: is that we are designing for we're designing for AI mode, so you never have to log into it. We're just going to push any important information to you. We're pushing to your email inbox. Hey, here's something you should know. Hey, this just happened. We are entering a phase right now with AI, and we are building that future for you, where AI is supposed to be your coworker, not your manager. You with me on this? AI is supposed to do work for you, not be yet another thing for you to have to manage. So I'm saying this now because by configuring your account like we just did together, and I'm sure some of you have questions. Lee and the team will be able to answer questions post webinar as well. But this is going to be like the only time you ever log into this thing, because once it starts working, right? Once we start doing our job, its job is to go to work for you. It's our job to create the emails. It's our job to send the emails. It's our job to report back on performance. We are not having to go log in another damn tool ever again. And that is the future of AI. AI should be working for you. It should not be your manager having you to go have to configure settings. And the bottom line is, email marketing is one of the best and most effective ways to get customers. I'm not building tools that are designed just to basically check a box. I'm building tools with my team and the support of my team. We are building tools to get you customers in a way that doesn't require any more effort or any more energy. And we are going to build tools that are intelligent, tools that learn, get better. So someone asked earlier about deliverability in terms of like what day of the week. These tools are going to evolve, and we're going to find what's the best day of the week to send, what's the best hour, what's the best minute. We're going to figure all that stuff out as we start getting. We have hundreds. We'll soon have thousands of people using AI mode, and we'll do that to make the decisions for you, so you don't have to worry about it. And that's really our belief on it. So Lee, we covered a lot of material. By the way, let us know in the chat. Was this helpful? Like, was this a helpful call? I know we covered a lot of material, but let us know in the chat. Like, was this helpful? Let us know if we are on the right track. Thank you, Lori. Awesome. Thank you, Julie. Our goal is we want to get every listing leads customer on AI mode. We want you automating these emails, because if you can automate the Monday email, automate the Tuesday email, your sales strategy, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, is going to be lights out. I mean, this is how we get you more appointments and more customers. Lee, I know we have some housekeeping to wrap up with, like our support help and then other webinars. Why don't we take it home here?
Yeah, so and I can't believe I didn't even drop. I was answering one last question. There is a separate support email for AI mode. It's pretty tough. It's AI mode support at listingleads.com. But I just dropped that in the chat. That keeps us specific to knowing we're talking about your AI mode account. I did my best to answer some of the questions in the chat, but if you're seeing something funny or hey, where's that button? Hit us up. We'll definitely get back to you. Really appreciate that. So yeah, and then make sure you're in the Facebook group. I'll drop the link one more time. Make sure in the Facebook group, these sessions are always recorded and we will share them there. I keep clicking on the wrong Facebook group. But a great place to see what other people are doing. Yeah. Yeah, if you only automate your mailers. Well, stick around. That's
Yeah, that's
where,
how, I'll say that, I'll say this, Lee. One thing I'll call out is, right now, the part that's, I think, probably the most important part of all of this is we are, and you'll see this as we start rolling out some additional features with AI mode, is, how many of you right now, just in the chat right now, how many of you are paying for another email marketing solution like a MailChimp or a Constant Contact or maybe SendGrid, right? Or Flowdesk, right? Yeah. Okay. So, just a quick heads up. Great example. Just a quick heads up. Part of our vision for AI mode, because if you go into listing leads, for example, I want to tease this out because I'm just excited about this. If you go into listing leads right now, you'll notice, let me share my screen real quick. You'll notice that we have literally like hundreds of email campaigns. Now we have our emails of the week, but then we have all these situational campaigns. Pre-appointment, coming soon, just listed, just sold, magic buyer, you name it. So what our plans are, and let me know in the chat if you think we're on the right direction here. What our plans are with AI mode is we're starting with all the automation because we want to just have you check a button and be done. So again, the whole goal today is get you signed up to AI mode, get your account activated. What will happen next is we are going to introduce the ability for you to send an email out as a one-off email. So many of you are probably paying for a MailChimp, paying for a Constant Contact, and you're probably again just like, using it to send your email, like, a new listing email. Well, we are going to integrate that right into AI mode. And why this is going to be a game changer for you is because we are building the only email marketing solution where you don't have to think about the content. So what we'll do is we'll have a world where we have these amazing just listed templates, amazing just sold templates. We will gather a little bit of information from you about like the details of the sale, and then we'll apply a listing leads template, and then create the email for you. And then because your context is already uploaded, click send. It will just be click, 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 send. That's it. So just listed, coming soon, pre-appointment, magic buyer, just sold, market update. Like we're going to give you the ability to have all these automations in place, but then have the broadcast feature. So again, helps you save money, but then also helps you take advantage of all the amazing templates we've created within listing leads. So let me know, like in the chat, good idea, because like we are so bullish on this, like kind of integrating that right into listingleads.com. So let me know in the chat if you think it's a good idea to have email marketing coming right out of the product. Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Joanne. Yep.
love
Yep.
it. And Jimmy,
Awesome. Cool.
I want to reiterate, I definitely agree, like updating, um, getting the automated ones going first, getting the consistent stuff going so that people open your other emails. I know I've told this story 1,000 times, but I've been out of production for like 12 years. People still respond to my newsletter from 15 years ago and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
I know you don't do this anymore, but who do you recommend?" Um, so just that consistency of hitting people's inboxes. People are busy. You call them, they say, "Oh, thanks for your emails. We've been meaning to get back to you." So back
Exactly.
to your point of, we can automate the start to the conversation, but we can't have it for you. So we really want
That
to put the ball in your court, put the power in your court, and then hop in and do some one-off broadcasts and those sort of things. But
that's exactly right.
we're really trying to tackle this in the most effective order to make it work for people, and I'm really proud of that, and I know you are too.
Yeah, we got less than 85 days left in 2025, and email marketing is something that is a massive driver of growth for your business. It's one of those core lead pillars. Lee, there's only two ways to grow your business in real estate. Number one is optimize an existing lead pillar, and number two is add a new one. Right now, some of you are doing email marketing. You're either doing it inconsistently, or you're not sure what to send, or maybe you've been doing it for a while but haven't got great results. AI mode is going to help you take this incredible pillar, which is a big driver of growth, and just do it for you. in the best, smartest, easiest way. So uh, we've been getting some amazing feedback on it. We're going to keep making the product better and better for you. Keep your costs low. That's one of our big missions as well. Like, we don't want you to be paying for software you don't use. Lee, we have our campaign kickoff call coming up next Monday. It's Wednesday right now. Did we plug that yet? Because I want to get that's.
We
I
did
mean,
not, and let me drop the link to register for that as well.
awesome. So we'll drop a link. We'll drop a link to this before we wrap, because every week uh, Lee and I get together to do the campaign kickoff call, which is sort of our, like, we are your CMO. Come on, give you training on what we're doing. Lee answers questions. I give you the strategy. I mean, we've been getting literally almost 1,000 people registering for these things every week now. It's growing week after week after week, and they're just an awesome call to be a part of. So it's a good way for us to kind of walk through the plan, what we have mapped out for that week. So be sure to be on the campaign kickoff call. All right. On that note, we're going to wrap it up here. If you have any questions, let us know. Reach out to our support team. We're here. Make sure you're in the mastermind group, here to support you. Thank you so much for being part of today's session. And I cannot wait to see the results you get from AI Mode. So keep us posted. Send me a DM on Instagram, post in the mastermind group. We love seeing it. Keeps us motivated, keeps us building for you guys.
Love it. Y'all have a great week.